So it's the morning and I'm just getting ready to head off back out to the tractors. It's a bit chilly out here. Yeah, probably got down to close to zero last night, 1 or 2 degrees, so pretty cold, but we'll head out to the tractors and see what's going on today. We're on our way out to the tractor. Just it's about 25-30 k's to the southwest, so not that long a drive, and should be, by the time we get there, though, we'll be getting at doing some maintenance and checks on it for the day, and then I've got to check out another piece of equipment over there as well. So we will turn onto this main road and head off. So coming up to, this is the road to Hyden if you go left, and that's the way we're going. The farm we're going to is just down here on the right. So we're going to go left here, and we're coming left here, and then a little bit down on the right, and that's where we will turn in. So the truck's full and we're just heading to the field or the paddock to fill up the tractor, and I'll show you the type of setup on that machine. There's a sprayer back there that'll be going later, and there's another sprayer over here actually, if you can see that out that window in front of that shed there. It's just parked in the shed, and now we're just following the truck up to where the tractor is. Let's get out and I'll run you through this tractor and this setup. So the differences between this setup and the other setup are that this tractor has tyres and not tracks. So this one has triples. The same brand of implement. This one's a bit narrower, but the same brand. Similar knife points. And this one here, the bin is on the back, not in the middle, and that's, as I said earlier, just personal preference. Same brand bin. And then the last tractor we're at had the semi-trailer with that bottom dumping auger. This one here has its own augers, and we dump it in the top. So all that is just different systems to do the same thing. And these augers here will unfold and go into the top of there. The last one had press wheels, and this one's got finger harrows. This one here has got 2 fans on the back rather than just the one of the other bin. Again, just a slight difference, do the same job. Ooh. There we go. This tractor's a bit older, but we have a auto steer system here. That old farm scan does the air seeder, 2-way radio, hydraulics, and this is your command sort of arm like the other tractor. Similar little tracker I've put in this one for tracking it. And also there's a bit of rubbish on the back window, but there we go. So shortly we'll lift up all the lids and fill up the machine. So you can see winding up those augers to put in the top. Jump over here. So now we've got to move this truck forward. So this one here goes into the fertiliser. There's 2 fertiliser bins because you use a lot more fertiliser than you do wheat. There we go. That's the fertiliser in the truck. The wheat was at the back. Just going to go back up to the top of the hill here. There's a guy, there'll be a little while filling that up. So there's a guy up here spraying. And we'll go back and have a look. Seatbelt buzzer. There's a guy up here spraying. Where is he? So that's spraying. It's an F350 set up for pulling that, and the reason they use an F350 is so on the road it's fast to get from farm to farm. Well, we just got tractors out down there ready to go. Got to just get the truck full and then we're on our way. While I'm waiting for that truck to come back full of grain before the tractor starts up, I'm just going to show you something in the bush here that I mentioned earlier, I think. So let's just pull over here in the bush. Okay, let's go and have a look. There's some pretty cool old iron in here. So on every farm there's always a scrap heap and old bits and pieces. This isn't a very old farm, but it's got some pretty cool old stuff. So in here, there it is, there is a old Buick straight 8, and it's buggered because it was a fire, a grass fire went through it once, but so that's an old comma. And it's been some rain, so there'll be tadpoles in here soon. Actually no, that's a Ford. This is the comma. And this here is the old Buick straight 8 gangster machine. So 8 cylinders in a row made for a pretty long engine. And they used to have the trouble if you gave them a hard time or tried to hot them up, the cranks are that long that they'd flex and snap cranks. So on the back it had suicide doors. Don't know if they open anymore, but suicide doors in the back. But yeah, she's buggered. I don't ever know if an expert could do anything with it. And then here's an old shearer combine or seeder. So some pretty old stuff in some of these old graveyards. So a little bit of maintenance to do. Just noticed something on the bar that I'll show you that's worn through, but if you have a look, that line is perfectly straight. That's what the auto steer can do for you, and then you don't have any overlap, so you're not using too much seed or fertilizer, and it allows you to do a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's go and have a look at the maintenance that we've got to do. just found a loose bolt, so just tightening that up on the steering linkages. And then I was walking around and I just noticed wheat and fertilizer on top of the bar, just here. And then if you have a look, there's a hole in that hose there. It's leaking that grain of fertilizer out all over the bar, all this stuff. So we'll need to fix that. So we fixed up the head. She's now right to go. So she's going to be ready for about 80 hectares, or right for about 80 hectares. So it is super cold, and there's a tractor. I'm going to hop on and do a lap, and then we'll go and have a look at something that's up on the hill up there. But we're up and running. This tractor is a versatile 425 horsepower. It's got a 44-foot bar in the back, which is a bit narrow compared to some of the ones you see these days. It's auto-steered by Trimble, and it's also on triples rather than tracks, just a different configuration to the other tractor. But at the end of the day, different configuration, same job. I'll show you some drone footage. So we did a run, and now we'll get going. I'll head back home soon. Oh, dust. So like the other farm, this tractor is accurate to 2 centimeters also, and like the other farm I mentioned earlier, it has a base station. This base station is a portable base station, more portable, but it's up on a high hill. From this hill, just turning around, from this hill we can get, it's a bit soft, about 25 kilometers from the base. It's only a 1 watt 900 megahertz spread spectrum radio, but it'll go about 25 k's from this hill because it's so high. So we'll go up there and take a look. So we're here at the top of the hill, and just in front of me is the base station. So I'm going to make my own road out here because we've gone over the top of it. So this is the highest place on this farm, and one of the highest places in the entire district. You can see 360 right the way around. So we'll take a look. This is a portable setup because we change it to another farm. So let's take a look. So it's basically got the same components as the last one. So we have the RF antenna that send the corrections to the tractor, the GPS antenna. It's just on a tripod, and in this box on top is a solar panel to keep the battery charged, and inside this box is the base station. So if we lift up this lid, there we go, there's a bit of water's got in there. There's a base station and battery and the charger, and that keeps this going, and then we can just change it from one farm to the next. So that's the base station on this place, and if you have a look around, do a circle, you can see that you can see for miles all the way around. So that's why just with this little antenna it'll do about 20 some k's. and you can see the tractor about there, going up and back. So that's the main part of a couple of days out on farms this time of the year. I'm going to probably head back to where the sheds are and then head back home. There's lots of other things to go look at, but you could be out here for weeks going through all of it. So that's what I'm planning to do. So just making my way back down the hill back to the sheds, which are just behind the camera. Actually, used to be pig yards in here years ago. I haven't been up here for a while.